Good morning. This is a message in a minute. Can you tell I have been excited this week talking to you about the power that raises the dead? Let me tell you that in John chapter 11, you know the story about Lazarus. Martha and Mary come and say that your friend Lazarus has died. And Jesus first said that he's not going to die. Then he said later in that chapter that he's dead. And then he turned around and raised him up from the dead. And Lazarus came out of there with those grave clothes alive. That is the power that raises the dead. And then in 1 Kings chapter 17, remember the prophet Elijah was sent by God to the widow woman, and she and her son were about to basically starve to death, according to her, because of the famine. And you may know the story, the part about the oil and the flour, and how God provided a vast supply during the famine so that the lady would not run out of food. But on the backside of that story, we find that this young boy, this widowed woman's son, has died. As a matter of fact, the scripture says breath had left his body, and Elijah went and prayed over him and raised that boy up. We're talking about the power that raises the dead, and I want you to hear me this morning that you may feel dead spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You may have checked out, you may feel empty, you may feel you have nothing else to give, but that same power that rose Lazarus from the dead, that same power that brought that widow woman's son back to life, that same power that brought Jesus up out of that grave is available to you today. And I pray for that power to fall in you and on you and to raise you up and to put new life in your body, to give you strength, renewal, energy, and the joy and the peace that comes from knowing Jesus. This is a message in a minute.
Thank you for listening to Message in a Minute with Pastor Greg of Living Waters Church of God. Please let us know how we can pray for you today by commenting below or emailing Pastor Greg at pastorgreg2226@gmail.com. Thank you and have a blessed day.